What's going on, y'all? Welcome to 75JUNCTION. It's your boy Sherm. These are my co-hosts Eric and Ant. I'm gonna start this episode off basically thanking everybody for tuning in to the first episode. We definitely appreciate the support that everybody's giving us. I mean, I can't thank y'all enough. I mean, it's a very humbling experience having people actually sit down and listen to what we got to say, taking time out their day. So thank you again. And then to follow up on that, we also completed the drawing. So the winner for the Fire TV stick, you did not win. The winner for the Fire TV stick was sorry. The winner is Brandon Dawkins. So we're gonna be shipping that over to you soon. So you should have that probably like Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. There's definitely gonna be more give outs on the way. I'm gonna do another one this week. And the way that you can enter in that is basically going on Twitter or Instagram. It's at 75junction. If you do it on Twitter or Instagram, just put a hashtag 75junction and just post a screenshot of the image and at the page. That way we get the notification.
Not in the YouTube comments?
And the YouTube comments as well, yeah.
Oh, okay,
so if you comment under the YouTube video, you automatically get input into the drawing. So just keep note of that.
You can tell this nigga in the drawing.
Yeah.
What, me?
He's like, he want to make sure he gets
I already did. I started already.
We didn't even know the details. We didn't even let him know.
Yeah.
Just now finding out shit.
He's like, wait, you got to do this? So I want to talk about the NBA season, man. So what y'all thinking, man? I mean, we got NBA players going off left and right, man. We got Blake Griffin going out and getting 50 points. Steph Curry getting 51 points.
Threes.
He's a freak of nature, man.
All
it's
day.
just every time I see him, like he's showing spurts of the 15, 16 MVP Curry. You know what I'm saying? So that was a spectacle to watch.
He just being Curry.
I would say, man, I'm scared. This is the only topic I'm scared to give an opinion on because it's just so.
Well, Curry.
Like I didn't take Toronto seriously.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I take Kawhi seriously. I didn't take Toronto seriously.
They got better. I mean, they replaced Kawhi with, they replaced DeRozan with Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? Right. And Kawhi is a better two-way player than DeRozan, so automatically your defense, on both ends of the floor, you're gonna get better. Yeah. But I mean, you could argue that DeRozan is a better offensive player than Kawhi Leonard. I could give you that.
I have to see this year.
Right, but offensive and defensively, Kawhi is far superior. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he goes out there, he gets busy, he gets the job done. You know what I'm saying? So
I see it. Boston, Golden State.
Boston, Golden State in the finals.
Possibly.
I could see that. I could see
Philly's not strong enough.
Not yet. They will be.
I think that's
a
team in the build. Like they're building up right now.
If Ben Simmons can get a shot, and then if they can figure out what to do with Markelle Fultz, whether that's trade him or I don't know.
That's rough, man.
I think Toronto they beat them, but I don't know if they could go. If they would win in a 7-game series, could it go to a 7-game series? Definitely.
With Toronto,
you talking about Toronto and Boston?
Golden State?
Yeah.
Toronto and Boston?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Toronto and Boston in the conference.
Yeah, I could see it going 7 games. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I can see it for sure.
But I see
it's a different energy.
I can almost comfortably put Boston there.
It's a different energy though when you get into the playoffs.
Yeah,
like when you're leading up to it, like instead of just a regular season.
But Boston has the experience as a team.
Yeah. Nah, they only been in the finals once.
How many times has
Toronto
been to the finals?
They did really good.
So they've been twice because they were there last year and they were there the year before last. But the roster was a little bit different before that.
Right.
So
but I'm
some of their players have
that 1 year makes a difference to Kawhi with Toronto. That's one thing you can't change. Right.
Well, Kawhi is a championship player.
I mean, he is. Don't get me wrong, but it's still a transition. So is LeBron. He lost his first year.
What do you mean?
In
Miami?
The Heat,
Oh, yeah, but I mean, this isn't Miami Heat
we're not talking about LeBron either.
Of days past. This is just the Toronto Raptors just reskinned with Kawhi Leonard on them. So
that's a big difference, though.
No, it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think if Kawhi would have been on the Raptors last season, I think they would have beat the Cavs. And I say that confidently just for the simple fact that DeRozan and Lowry, I don't know why, but they were just playing so poorly against the Cavaliers. It's like when they play against LeBron James. It's like when they play against LeBron, they just
LeBron is so great at doing what the moment needs, in my opinion. So it's like I can't call that. Like you could take his straight numbers from the game and say, oh, but if Kawhi had been there, but then LeBron would have did something extra. You know what I'm saying?
That's what people play a little bit more careful when it's against LeBron. Do you think so?
Careful?
I think people are intimidated. And
That's what I mean.
And that's probably half of the fight.
Yeah. Like if you're playing somebody that you know is better than you compared to somebody that's at least a little bit under your level or at your level, like you can probably play a little bit differently on those different experiences.
I would put careful under that umbrella of being intimidated.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Because there's just so much spotlight and it's, you know what I'm saying? And he ain't gonna make many mistakes. So
yeah.
That's true. So I mean,
same with Steph though. Like you can do anything.
Same thing.
I mean, you could take a breath right after he steps from half court, and it's already the danger zone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
like Steph. Yeah, Steph is he's definitely the best shooter. He's the best shooter we've ever seen all time.
I love seeing it, man.
All time. But it pisses me off because I want LeBron's reign to just reign, but I know it's
LeBron's reign is gone, bro. Like I'm not gonna say it's gone.
Oh,
like LeBron,
say whoa.
Hold on, listen. Whoa. When I say reign, I'm talking about like championship capability. Like he has significantly deterred that going to the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
After this trade,
I think he went to the Lakers for quality of life, and he went to the Lakers
4 years. What do y'all mean?
You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying because it's a team sport. I understand LeBron carried the Cavs to the finals, but that was in the Eastern Conference. The Western Conference, you were not carrying them to the finals against any of these teams.
It's harder.
Maybe the Timberwolves, maybe the Grizzlies. You know what I'm saying? But you're not carrying anybody. You're not carrying them against OKC. You're not carrying them against Golden State. You're not carrying them against Houston. You're not carrying them against the Pelicans.
Wait,
against
OKC?
Utah. OKC. They're going through growing pains right now, but I guarantee you, Russ will come back in full effect. He's having some rough games, getting acclimated. Leave OKC and go to where?
I wish. I know it's not gonna happen.
I don't know where though he would go.
I don't care. Just if Russ went to the Knicks, whoo,
and play with Porzingis,
swag.
Nah, because it's the same old song. Because Russ
I don't even care about that nigga. Russ is one of the best players, hands down. Like you put the team around him, but OKC to me just can't do it. It just can't do it.
I kind of agree with that though.
Like I'm just saying, you put him in a big market because. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll get those names with him. You could change it out. I definitely wouldn't move him to Boston like right now, but
he would be terrible in Boston.
Yeah, like
I'm not saying he'd be terrible. He wouldn't fit into their system. Is what I mean. You know
I don't know if I can see him with Philly either. What about on the Spurs?
No, because he's too much of a controlling player to play in the system.
But I'm saying that's exactly why. Did mix Pop and Russ.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but I couldn't see him because Spurs is a different team. Like they have their own system in place.
They've always had a system
with all their players.
Clippers?
I mean, the Clippers ain't all that great right now anyway.
I know. I don't know. I don't know if that's a great change.
Because you're taking them from a mediocre team and putting them on another mediocre team. You're gonna get the same results.
I don't know. That's probably harder for him.
Yeah. I'm looking at the market and the management. Yeah. Who can we put around these players? So every time a star leaves from one team to the next, I usually give them 1 year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I'm thinking like, okay, you might have the Knicks and it might not make sense right now. You play it out a year and then put the pieces around them.
So what's your opinion on Paul George? Because he's been at OKC for a year.
I think that's a great team. Bad timing. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's too many great teams out there for just you two niggas to be balling.
Well, it's not just them too. I mean, they got Steven Adams. Steven Adams isn't a bad center, man. People don't give him enough credit.
He's tough.
In my opinion,
he's good enough.
Yeah, he's good enough to get the job done. I mean, he's not a shooting center though, by any means.
I don't think so.
But who y'all got for MVP this year? Projected right now.
I want to say Kawhi, but then
give me 3 players.
Okay. Kawhi.
Okay.
The Greek Freak.
Got to put him in there. Yeah, he's doing great.
Who do I want to give number 3? It's like a couple people, but I'm gonna just throw it out there because if it happens, that would be great. Jason Tatum. If it just happened.
All right. So
if it just happened, like that would be sweet. He might.
What's your 3, Ant?
Greek Freak.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna be more obvious about it and say Curry.
Okay.
Yeah, my picks are mad obvious. And I want to throw one out like you just did about Jason Tatum. I kind of want to throw one out.
You just want to throw a wrench in the plan, huh?
I mean, mine's is obvious with Kawhi.
Yeah, I didn't want to pick Kawhi.
I mean, it's facts though. I said projected, like what it's looking like so far. So I mean, I'm not talking about what ifs and what would be nice. I'm talking about like based off what y'all are seeing so far.
Yeah, but I say Jason Tatum because he's like, how do I put it? Like he's just going straight with the flow, and just getting better and better and better.
That's
like,
fine. He can get most. He can get most improved, but he can get most improved.
Why would he be most improved? He was already good last season. In his
you
first,
just said he's getting better and better.
I mean, his first.
He's playing better than he was.
Finals.
Yeah, but he's playing better than he was last season.
You say he is?
Yeah.
But that was already good, so why is it most improved?
Because he's improved
I get what
a lot.
You're saying.
Because he got that killer instinct after he was practicing with Kobe. He's a lot more aggressive than he was last year.
I thought we saw that
last year.
Nah,
not like that. So like in the finals, yeah, he was getting more aggressive because he had to step up and pick that up.
Right.
But that's only for the playoffs. That's it. That's not the whole entirety of the season. When it's most improved, it's going based off the entirety of the season.
It is.
You're right.
So
that is true.
I mean, I could see that. Not MVP though. I mean, because MVP is based. I mean, right now at this day and age is offensive based. I mean, who's averaging the most points? Who has the most impressive accolades?
You know who I haven't kept up with? Donovan Mitchell.
That boy, the future, man.
See what he doing.
He's.
You think so?
Yeah, man. He's
nice.
he's special, man. He's special.
Yeah, nice.
He showed who he was last year.
Like this, I mean, last year his rookie season, he was putting in work. He's putting in work now. Scored 38 points on Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, come on, bro. Like he's gonna be big, and you could tell just by his work ethic. I mean, even in the offseason, he was there when the Golden State Warriors was in the finals. He was there watching them, watching their game, studying them and stuff like that. And that's what makes great players, you know.
But Blake, to see Blake, I saw the highlights.
Yeah.
To see him back in that shape, it felt like. I wish Carmelo was like that. Like I wish he would have came back on something like that.
Let's not talk about Melo.
Hoodie Melo.
I really feel like the only thing stopping Melo is his laziness. Like I think he should. Like I think he's just not in the right shape. I really do.
That could be part of it. I give you that. That's
I
all I'll
really
say
believe it,
about
bro.
that.
I don't think his physical ability is that has declined that much. It's just that he's not in shape.
And his mindset.
I can't necessarily say that.
And his mindset.
He's a scorer. That would be great beside LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron, yeah. If you talk
even
LeBron,
even with James Harden and Chris Paul.
But do you think him and LeBron would mix?
Yeah.
Personality?
No.
Actually, I take that back because
they boys.
Carmelo plays good with people he respects.
Bro, they was on the banana
boat. Not only
boat.
that, but
he respect LeBron.
He needs a spot up shooter. So it's like
no, I know, but no.
Yeah, that would be great if he went to the Lakers.
The only reason I say it works is because Carmelo will respect LeBron, but if he didn't,
fuck all that.
But if he didn't, no, because LeBron takes charge.
But LeBron
if you have Carmelo trying to take charge,
it would be like Carmelo will almost be like Kevin Love.
Carmelo, I think Carmelo
he could play that role,
could create his own shot.
So Carmelo's coming off the bench now, so I think that he would find. Because he's coming off the bench now, so he's showing he's willing to compromise. So I think his attitude has changed.
I get that whole attitude thing, but if the boy was in tip-top shape, I feel like it could have been a big three.
I honestly don't think he's out of shape. He's not. He's not tired when he's out there.
To me,
it's just he's declining.
To me,
he's just
he can't play
declining.
enough minutes.
I think he means not far as him being tired. He's not doing enough because
he doesn't have the ball in his hands enough too.
You said what?
He don't got the ball in his hands enough too. So Carmelo's the type of player where he need a lot of shots to make his points. You know what I'm saying? He's averaging 20-something points a year, but it's off of like 40-some shots a game. You know what I'm saying? 30, well not 40, but you know, it's a higher volume of shots to compensate.
But I agree that could work with LeBron though.
That could definitely work.
Anybody could work with LeBron because LeBron is an unselfish player. He will facilitate you. He'll
like
take over if he needs
to. Russell Westbrook and LeBron could work. I don't feel like that would work.
No, it would work.
It could.
He's a mini
but
LeBron.
I don't feel like it would.
Who?
Russell Westbrook and LeBron James.
I think it would.
That would be real messy. Or
it's LeBron and his mini me.
What's the name?
No, that could. I think it's possibilities in that.
Yo, who is?
I don't want to take that away
from
from
him. We completely forgot about him.
Who?
Ain't nobody been talking about him in the Wizards.
John Wall.
He
been doing trash this year, bro.
Do you think
he hasn't been doing?
He been doing garbage this year.
Not as great as he could. I've seen him play way better.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely been.
But you think him and LeBron would mix? I don't think that would mix.
Wall and LeBron. I never thought
about
Wall.
I mean, right now,
you
Wall.
Anybody? I'm like, nah.
Wall is a B grade point guard to me right now. He's not in the A class right now. So
he used to be.
He's just gonna slowly fade away.
I think his light is fading away.
I don't know.
He's just a little star in the sky. And
I like Wall too, though. I like Wall.
Yeah, I like.
I feel like I forgot about.
I like Big B's Wall.
I ain't forget about him. I just like it's kind of based off of what he said. Like his gameplay has been going down. You might start to forget eventually.
Yeah, no, he's definitely faded, man. He's just
gonna be a name instead of
he's a resurgence.
One of them top players.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So
do you think Shaq could come back?
No. No,
yeah, dude.
Shaq is done.
Yeah, I feel like you trade up Shaq for a year, he come back. I mean, who can stop the nigga?
Bro, himself.
Now. No, I'm just saying.
He gonna go up
like,
one time.
He in the paint, like who can stop
himself?
Shaq now? What do you mean?
He's old, bro. He gonna jump up and come down, and his knee gonna snap out.
Bro, he ain't gotta come up so far. I bet you he can put his arm up and dunk. Bro.
He won't be aggressive.
He got to do a little hot.
Like if you think about Shaq when he came out. He would never be that aggressive.
He'll never
anymore.
be that.
He would never, and that's what made him. That's what made him unstoppable.
Just the body mass of him, like when he turns around, it's like.
I think he'll be good.
DeMarcus Cousins,
he won't be unstoppable. You said DeMarcus Cousins, what?
DeMarcus Cousins, he could lock him down.
Oh, Shaq?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about right now.
Yeah, right now.
Prime Shaq? Probably not. No.
I don't even think Shaq's not on that like work ethic of like trying to be in shape and play in the NBA and all that. So yeah, right. I think he could. I think he could for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. So yeah, I mean the NBA season is great right now because it's like the league has found its balance. Because Golden State was steamrolling through everybody last couple seasons. Houston was steaming through everybody. Cavaliers were steaming through everybody.
The Warriors steamrolling.
Well, because the Warriors aren't even the first in their conference right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right now, it's the beginning.
That's because they play around in the regular season.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is you're seeing other teams in the league that weren't being talked about now. You're seeing players stepping up to the plate and elevating their level of gameplay. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's still the beginning, though.
It's still the beginning.
Wait,
I feel like we
wait for that to see what happens.
I feel like defense is diminished, so I mean that's another reason why. Because you're seeing more points per game, but you're seeing worse defense.
So the thing about defense, bro, is the defense isn't bad, but the issue is the era that we're in.
The offense is mad good.
The offense is good, but the era of basketball we're in, they can't play defense like they used to play.
I can see you saying it doesn't matter what you do defensively, but like
it's just
I see a lot of open shots being taken where it's like.
If you think about Golden State as a whole, all the players they have in their team and what they're capable of doing.
That's Golden State. The people we said that are steamrolling over everybody.
Okay, so for example,
yeah, I know.
So let's say it's a basic team, right? So let's say it's an average team, right? And you see somebody open at 3-point line. The chances are they're open 3-point line because that team knows they don't take 3-point shots. So you're willing to risk that
to
because you want to
energy,
right? Not only that, but you want to also preserve the paint too. You want to make sure that they don't get any open lanes to drive. So yeah, there might be a few open threes here and there.
Those are easier shots.
But I would rather take somebody taking a 3 and missing. I know they can't really shoot threes like that.
I know the difference though, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't feel like that.
Why not?
I mean, I agree that happens, but I still feel like they play less defense.
And again, like I said, it's the era. They can't play defense like they used to.
Even with the shot clock rule,
if you
feel
tap
like that
somebody,
makes you play more defense. I mean, more offense. Like you got to put up more shots.
Yeah.
Because it takes 10 seconds off the clock.
I don't think what you said about defense it doesn't apply to everybody. I think there's definitely certain players that do.
James Harden.
Yo, I was just about to say.
LeBron James is questionable sometimes too, bro.
But
he chases the ball.
Man.
He'll chase after it. He definitely plays defense.
I'm a LeBron.
Nah, bro. He don't play defense that good.
LeBron?
He do not play defense that good.
He's.
He does not play defense.
Don't think he plays defense.
I'm saying he'll guard you. But the chances you getting by him or getting the ball like passed off to somebody else is
it depends
far,
what player he's guarding,
greater.
though.
Yeah, I mean, it does depend on
position.
But that comes with age.
Same position,
but that does come with age.
No, it does come with age.
Like, come on.
I mean, if you put him on the point guard, obviously
There's
they're more agile.
There's no way LeBron could put
like,
up
if you put him on Steph,
points
that's gonna
and
be
be defensive player of the year right now.
I'm not saying I'm not saying he's the best defensive player of the year. I was talking about his defensive ability.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's the best. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
His defense ability, I think he's definitely capable of playing good defense.
What if we saw a basketball player that got All-Star MVP, Season MVP, DPOY, Most Improved, and championship and Finals MVP?
He need to retire then.
That wouldn't be fun at all.
That'd be God.
There would be no point of the award.
They'd be like, who's Michael Jordan?
Like, they'd be like, and then they should just make one trophy too. And just make it worth $1 million.
Damn, $1 million? That's a cheap ass.
Well, that's why some people don't like Golden State.
I mean,
for that reason
you're right,
alone.
compared to the rings and stuff.
But
because Golden State, it looks like they have it too easy.
Yo, I like that Golden State ring, bro.
That shit was
fire.
And you can twist the top off, man. I was like, damn, bro, that joke is
that was nice.
That's fire. It's money on money.
Yeah, I'm curious how much those rings cost though, because they gave them out to like their whole staff. So they gave them to the team, they gave them to the coaches, the coaching staff, the medical staff.
Why you care how much it costs? You about to buy one?
No, I'm just curious because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of bread. If it's like
that shoot the t-shirts and this.
Oh, the mascot.
Oh, there be other niggas too sometimes.
T-shirt man.
Yeah, T-shirt man. That's his title.
T-shirt man.
Security guard, the custodian got a ring. The ring was worth more than his salary.
Damn, bro, that's fucked up, man.
He quit and sold that. He is better off. I just started being the custodian for teams I thought was gonna be in the championship.
All right, man. So I just want to talk about the hat I'm wearing, man. So some people might see the video and be like, what's his message? So the hat says "Make Hip Hop Great Again." It's a play on the "Make America Great Again" hat. Obviously, I don't have any affiliation with that political party, nor do I believe those beliefs. So let me put that disclaimer out there now. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk about the current state of hip hop right now, because a lot of people say hip hop is dead. A lot of people say that it's on the decline. Talk about mumble rap, etc., etc. But my personal opinion is that this year especially has been a great year for hip hop, and I think that hip hop is evolving, and it's a forever changing composition of art, if you want to call it that. You know what I'm saying? If you expect something to be the same the whole time, that's basically
going to be disappointed.
Yeah, because I mean you're gonna get tired of it because it's the same old song. You know what I'm saying? So I can appreciate the influx of new school artists and what they bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't get a lot of that, especially from the older artists. Because I mean the older artists, they'll come out and they'll put their 16 bars out there or whatever. They have the little traditional. I'm gonna rap up and go in on this beat, and then that's it. So I'm glad to see people being creative with beats, seeing artists more melodic. Be creative. Yeah, I like the melodies too. You know what I'm saying? Like your Sway Lee's, your Tory Lanez, because it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like we're at its greatest point. Not like there's been greater points, but we're in a great space because there's so many options. Like if you don't like this, that, and the third. You just simply go to
and there's albums coming out
everybody
left and
still
right.
got it. Like
right.
I feel like Dave East is like the old school meets the new school beats. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
He's like the Jadakiss type, Styles P type, but a newer generation. You got everything you want to hear. If you want to hear I just feel like I'm high all the time and with the auto tune, you got that. If you want female rap, now you got some competition.
Right, exactly. Because you got more from the artists now.
Man, I don't even see a real weak point in rap right now.
You remember Honey Cocaine?
Yeah, I slightly remember that.
I do.
She was with like Tyga.
Yeah, Tyga's artist. What about her?
She was pretty good, but she kind of just disappeared. Like
I haven't heard nothing from. She probably making music still.
I mean, she didn't really make a stamp in the game. Like,
she did.
No, I wouldn't say that. But she was like coming out. She was a rapping female. There was one
song that I did kind of mess with a little bit.
I think it was on one of Tyga's. It had to have been on one of Tyga's mixtapes.
It had to be.
That's what Tyga was
Lil
good.
Mama's Lil Run. Like Everybody knows her, but it's like I only remember like 2 songs. Like,
I messed up. I don't know why. I thought remember like Chicken Noodle Soup?
Yeah.
I thought that was Lil Mama. I don't know why.
Wait, that won't?
It's not. It's Webstar and Young B.
Wait, that's not her?
No, yeah.
Wait.
I don't know why I thought that. I have no clue. It's Webstar and Young B.
I know it's Webstar.
It's a dark girl. Yeah.
Oh. So what was her fucking song?
I thought it was Pop Lipstick, something like that.
Yes, my lipstick is popping.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I always thought she did the chicken. I don't know why. I think because she dances too. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why.
Oh, we.
You didn't think that, yo?
But besides that,
I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, hip hop, man.
Hip hop is doing too good. You got albums coming out left and right.
Yeah, I mean, and even though the more if you don't like where hip hop's going in regards to like mumble rap and stuff like that, I feel like there's a specific type of rap for a specific type of feeling. Like there's like So Mhhga, I listen to them like if I'm driving in the car. They're car music as far as I'm concerned. I don't listen to them to get anything out of the music other than to get hype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Then you got other artists on the contrary, like Drake. If you like in your feelings, you want to listen. Be in your feelings, think about your ex, whatever.
He's relatable.
You got Drake. You know what I'm saying? He's relatable. If you want
J. Cole,
Life Advice, J. Cole. If you want like a gritty
Kendrick
artist
too.
That's lyrical and will give you like paint a picture for you, Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
yeah. I was getting there.
I know what you mean.
Thanks for the alley.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So
I got you.
I mean, there's different types of artists. I mean, we had Sci-Hi release an album this year. That was hot. That was one of my favorites this year.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Royce the 5'9" Giant dropped the album. You know what I'm saying? Very lyrical. He's a lyrical giant. You know what I'm saying? In the game.
He's just one of them dudes. I respect him, but because I don't like his type of beats and the way he does it,
it loses the message for you.
Yeah, it's like I just be like. Yeah. Y'all done with y'all done? Like I'm sorry, it's just
Astro World, Fire. Oh my god, man. That's one of my favorite albums this year, man. Like
it's definitely one of the
production was
my
insane.
top 3.
Production was
insane. But that Tory Lanez album now might
just
be
bro. That joke is fire.
It's good. I gotta sit on it a little bit longer. I only got one full play of it.
The features even felt organic. It didn't feel pushed.
It all felt right.
It felt like
and
he honestly wrote the whole shit as far as the concepts and his hook and his verse for everything, and then just let them come in. It doesn't feel like anybody else took over any of his concepts.
I didn't feel that,
nothing. It felt straight Tory. Like people say he sound like this, he sound like that. I was like, nah, this Tory.
Yeah, that's Tory for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, isn't Nas supposed to be redoing his album? Is that true?
He said redoing it.
I swear I heard that.
Redoing it
or technically not redoing it. That's what I think. But technically not redoing. He's coming out with another one, but not produced by Kanye. I thought I heard that. I don't know.
He can have an album
Might
not
be
produced
wrong.
by him. You making it sound bad weird, like he's coming out with another album.
Because that's really how I feel. I feel like he's redoing it.
He redid his album.
I feel like
as if it was bad.
I feel like he's coming out with another one to counteract that because he wasn't happy with
because the other one was a snooze fest.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I wouldn't say it was a snooze fest.
It wasn't. It just wasn't. There was some songs on there. I definitely.
There was some. Yeah.
Even that one with Kanye. What is it? Everything.
Exactly.
Something.
Everything's the only one I could name that I really liked. That's the only one that like really resonated.
I mean,
hey, they said DJ Vlad. He was like, he might be the worst beat picker of all time. And I ain't gonna lie, he close.
Who?
He's up there. He's up there.
I don't know, bro.
He's up there.
The beats on El Bag was fire though.
But did he pick those though?
I don't know. Do we know he picked these on Kanye's album? The one that he did with Kanye? We
don't know.
True.
Kanye could have been like, I think you would sound good on this, and tailored it to him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Kanye does. He'll tailor a sound to an artist based off of their sound.
So with
like Nas. Premier, I felt like he just had like 15 beats, and you picked 10 of them, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
because
they all kind of got that same flow to them.
Here's your catalog.
So it worked. You know what I'm saying?
I have no idea though, but I just did hear that.
There's some joints I'll be like, bro, why did you pick this beat? Like,
I feel like that's sweating trying to pick him too. He'd be like, got it right. Like,
I feel like he'd be like, oh yeah, this is great.
It's just one of those things.
It's
one of those things where he's dope lyrically, but his taste is just not. It's not a taste. It's not a taste that appeals to the mass.
And I think that's the only reason why, right? Well, no, because Hov got Beyonce, and he financially has done some things, but Hov is also just like elevated and what's the word I'm trying to look for? He grew with the times. You know what I'm saying? So he sounds current. To me, sometimes with Nas, it's like,
like a show of his former self almost.
Yeah, like you gotta get with the times.
But either way, I still respect his lyrical ability. I listen to his lyrics hard.
Like he still want the Benz wagon 90s. That's cool, but you gotta try something else, man. Like I love that. I love that theme, but like I can't watch that movie every day.
But at the end of the day, it's his music though. If he want to rock with his beats, I
ain't gonna lie though. As much as I love Nas, he had the worst shoe line ever.
Oh, he had the shoe line?
I didn't even know that, bro. It's called the Escobars.
That sound
I seen him. Yeah,
it sound like some fucking cigars. Like
sound like
hey,
some Egyptian. Sound like some Egyptian sandals.
You said the worst ever though.
Egyptian Jesus sandals.
The worst ever.
The Grill Masters.
You said they the worst ever
by a rapper.
Peruvian.
Lugs.
Hold on, cuz I'm about to say
Lugs.
So elegant.
Who made
a
rapper made
Lugs?
Oh yeah,
you remember Lugs?
Baby.
Birdman.
What?
Birdman Lugs.
Bring him up. You gotta show him.
Oh, nah,
you gotta show him.
Don't show me that shit.
But they have so many.
You don't
I'm
want
gonna put a picture. I'm gonna put a picture
of
of him on the podcast.
I'm
I'm gonna edit it in there. I'm just gonna have a picture pop up of the Lugs.
I forgot
on the
who
podcast.
else was with that. Yeah, you should. Yeah.
I will. While we talking about it, it's gonna pop up.
Yeah.
Viewers are gonna see y'all. All y'all gonna see. But
yeah. You should have a comparison between the two.
You think? Nah.
Yo, them Lugs are ridiculous.
I'm gonna transition here. So we did mention Kanye, so I wanted to talk about Kanye West meeting with Trump.
Yeah,
and
of course.
What y'all's thoughts on that were? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what y'all gathered from the whole 24-minute conference that he had with Trump, but in my opinion, it was very unorganized, scattered, and if you want to call it that, it was all over the place. Basically, it was. He was answering the questions, but he was answering. Oh my god, he was answering them indirectly.
Yeah, I remember.
Never showed me.
That was in the era of, like Shaq shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah. So,
but to that point, I still will always feel that Kanye in that setting, he still felt like he was reiterating stuff that he got from other people. It didn't seem like it was all from him. It was other ideas he gathered from other places and kind of all try to put in there. You can tell by the way he talked, he was just like trying to state facts of stuff and trying to like come up with points, but they didn't have any like cold hard like hitting like substance in what he was saying. I liked some of the certain topics he was talking about. I guess he may have had a few points in there, but there was nothing impactful. There was nothing where it made a difference in what he said compared to the situations that are happening now. Yeah. I don't think it made any big difference. Not that it made no difference, but it didn't make a big difference. Felt like more like a media hype.
I think that is kind of how Kanye was. It just doesn't. I guess the media just blows it up more. What I'm trying to say is, he didn't have a real narrative. I think his heart was in the right place like a child, but he just didn't. It was a bunch of random stuff. And like you're talking to a bunch of professionals who, you know, you already got to go the extra mile, but you've got to have a clear plan for each thing you're saying. You can't just be on this and be like that. There's got to be a connection. There's got to be more research. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you had to take something from that, you didn't get one particular thing. Oh, we're trying to change that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Also, the only thing that I really truly disagree with was like his love for Donald Trump. Like, you don't even gotta hate the man, but like, it just seemed like it's almost like he had the same face like when he used to be around Hov back in the day.
Like admiration.
Yeah, like, yo, man, I'm around. Yo, he official. Like,
so I think I might have
like what?
an answer for that. So in my opinion, in the way I see it, the fact that Donald Trump was even able to become president shows that anything is possible. You're talking about a man that is basically popularity contest for president now, because you're talking about a man that had no political background whatsoever, reality TV star, billionaire, business mogul, whatever. He's not a political figure.
That's how you see it, though.
I see
it.
I'm
sorry.
No. I mean, the only reason I say that is because Kanye West, he's not been shy with his ambitions to run for president. Whether or not he's 100% serious, I don't know. But the fact that Trump is similar to him and is in a position he wants to be in can answer why he looks up to him, in a sense.
See, we felt that way about Trump too. We wasn't sure if he was serious about being in the president when he first came out.
Him being president to me isn't so much of anything can happen. I think what it is to me is a lot of people ain't telling you what they thinking. As far as like racism, it ain't as bad as it was back then, and this, that, and the third. But when it came time to vote for somebody who kept them beliefs, they might have smiled in your face, but they voted for Trump because nobody saw it coming. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was saying, "Oh, we good," and they gonna get this far. And then it was like, "Oh, he won the candidacy." Then he did this. Then he did that. It's like, who are the people voting for this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't just them hillbillies out there. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of them, but they're not the majority. Let's say the classic KKK type racists. That's not the majority of the population.
There's some closet Uncle Ruckuses out there too.
True, but
not everybody. Not everybody that voted
work with that voted for Trump. You get what I'm saying?
But the thing is, and I think there's a part of ignorance there too. But even then, there's not everybody that voted for Trump thinks Trump's racist. Thinks there's people that believe that in everything he's saying, they don't think he's racist.
And there's people that voted for Trump that aren't racist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be ignorant.
I'm not gonna say that everybody who voted for Trump is racist, but
right. No, I know that's not what you're saying. But there is people out there that
for sure,
that believe that if you voted for Trump, you're racist. I don't think that's the case.
He's also a businessman. He's made a lot of money. He's been successful at certain things.
Like one of the first things I think about is equality, and I don't see that with him. You get what I'm saying?
You said
he's
equality.
A monopoly kind of guy, in my opinion, as in the real word. Like,
no, I feel like he's
takeover type of person. I don't think that's good for a leader of a country.
It's good for business.
It's good to be strong,
country,
but to be to the point where everything is I'm gonna take situation, I'm gonna control this situation. I don't think that's good when you are talking to other countries that got their own traditions, their own cultures, their own laws, their own this. And I think that's the bad look because we don't look as open-minded now. We look like, oh, we're just about America. And yeah, we might have always been that way, but at least the face of it wasn't blatantly saying it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think that makes a difference.
There is a fine line between that because you just have to have that balance of
even his attitude with Kanye was like, impressive. Wouldn't expect that from someone like you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, that was weird. That was definitely a weird interaction where he was saying.
Meanwhile, he's over
at the end of it. He was just like
foaming at the mouth, looking at him like, I'm like, yo, you really in love with this guy? Like,
yeah,
you really see this guy like that guy?
But honestly, at the same time, I don't really care what some artists or entertainers have to say. Not all of them. Like,
no, it's not just that. It's the fact that you can literally go back to a song and the things he's saying is completely connecting with us.
Like Graduation.
And then you do this, it's like, yo, what? Like,
I know
what happened.
He's just changing, just like when we talk about hip hop and the change of hip hop, it's changed.
I say that about people like Jay-Z in a sense. Like, I love Jay-Z, but at the same time, I feel like I don't know what the nigga really believes in. To me, like, Jay-Z is like the type of person that never tell you exactly what's on his mind.
I mean, you know it's not Trump. He's been open about that. Like, he specifically told.
He's not Trump. I'm just saying, like, when you say people changing over time, like, I just feel like,
oh, I got you.
Well, you think
the same thing Jay-Z would have did like 10 years ago now, kind of.
But Jay-Z is a businessman now, and definitely in this day and age with social media, you have to be careful about what you say. You have to be careful how open you are.
I don't even think he really runs his account. You know what I'm saying? Like, he goes up there from time to time. But like,
I don't know.
I like the people who actually be up. That's why people love Cardi B. Because they feel real connected
but
to
she's
him.
not a businesswoman.
But if she changed her views on things, it would be very apparent, and that's why people would care. You get what I'm saying?
But I mean, when you say Cardi B and Jay-Z, Cardi, I know. When you say Cardi B and Jay-Z, like those are two different aspects.
I'm talking about personalities. They're both in the rap game, and I was saying the reason why people care so much because you like you don't really care what an artist thinks, but it's like
some artists.
Well, some artists,
yeah.
But I think it's just because when you connect with somebody and they feel like they feel the same way as you, it just throws you completely off when they say something opposite of that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Or do something opposite of
I'm just saying Jay-Z is a businessman. He can't be as open as like a Cardi B.
Cardi B's not a businesswoman?
What business is she running?
What?
What business is Cardi B running? I'm asking.
She sells records.
That's a different type of business.
Yeah, but you got what? I'm sure she has investments in other things.
You're more free when you're just talking as an artist. I'm talking about.
That's messed up, right? You said Cardi B not a businesswoman.
So all right.
Fucked up, man.
Okay, so you're saying every artist is a businessman or businesswoman. That's what you're saying.
If they're generating money, yes.
So that's a business.
And then I mean, it depends. Like
I feel like they're making money for them and their team.
That's business.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what I want to make money for.
It's a form of business. All right, so I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I actually don't disagree with it. But what I'm saying, if you compare something like Tidal compared to just an artist, those are two different things.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying. But you're actually right though. You're right about that. It's like, not necessarily not a business.
To get to this point, you have to do good business. Like there's people who could have been in Cardi's spot and they just simply fucked it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the way Kevin Hart said that Cat Williams messed up his shot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because his art wasn't there. It was the fact that he just wasn't a good businessman. So with that being said, same for Cardi B. She a businesswoman, bro. She ain't grown as much. How much did Jay-Z have his first 2 years in the game?
She just got in that altercation with that Nicki Minaj. Yeah. That's not a good business move.
Yeah.
But she's being real though, which people love. So those are the things you have to think about.
Maybe she's in the business of being real.
Jay-Z wouldn't do that.
Money.
You saw Jay-Z in the elevator? He blocked every hit. He ain't do nothing. That's a businessman. You don't do none of that. And he know he's in the public eyes.
That's a nigga with a lot to lose.
Right. But that's an example of what I'm talking about. Jay-Z's a lot more businessman than he is of
and that was different too in the sense like that was his wife's sister. What if that was just some crazy fan? I
still don't think he would have done anything. He would have been prepared as a businessman. He would have had security. That wasn't a security situation because it was
Jay-Z
family.
Stabbing somebody like.
You think so?
I can see Jay-Z. Yes, I can see Jay-Z doing some slick shit like that.
Nah,
bro, he went to court for it.
Just for some girl trying to hit him. I don't think he would have.
Not a girl trying to hit him.
Oh, okay. A guy maybe. Yeah, he protected himself. He a man. I don't know.
Nah, I can see Jay-Z hit the bitch.
Oh no. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think that.
If he knew nobody was looking.
To come back for a circle.
Look at Hov in '96 and tell me that'll look like a nigga that might have whooped a bitch ass.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Maybe.
To come back full circle though, I mean, I feel like Kanye West, his intentions were genuine, but I feel like I genuinely think that he's a smart individual, but I think that he's not able to articulate himself properly. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I think.
He can't get his message out without going on tangents about different things. He has so much going on in his mind at once. So he's scatterbrained, is going all over the place and can't keep a steady train of thought. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I mean, I don't agree with some of the ways he's gone about doing things, but I mean, it's all good. We're going to have to agree to disagree on a lot of those things that he does. I mean, but he did bring up real pertinent issues like prison reform, amending the 13th Amendment.
I think he should take an actual politician and put his ideas behind them and so they can put it in some type of order.
Right.
You can't just go walking around saying, hey, I want to make the world a better place. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's nice to bring up topics that matter, but being fluent enough to like explain it and come up with solutions for it I feel like that's not what Kanye did.
And I think the ideas aren't bad. I think the problem is getting people to go along with it. I think that is the big problem. There's a lot of good ideas, but people won't work together and do it. So figure that out. You know what I'm saying? But it's all over the place.
Right.
It's all over the place. And that whole thing with Trump, no, I don't think Trump has the best intentions for everybody, based on race, based on money, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So with Kanye being that much of a child towards him, you know what I'm saying? I can't trust that. Nah. I'd rather see.
Also, it didn't, for me at least, in my opinion, it didn't come off as genuine to me, that whole interaction, because you had the way Trump treated him, which was a little weird, like with the whole like, oh, that was good. That was impressive.
He sunned him, yo.
And not only that, but just I feel like the whole situation, and that may be due to the media's fault too, but it seemed like a big media hype. Kanye had a lot of big points about business, and one of his talking points was about trying to make Trump look the flyest president, and what did he call it? An I plane or something? What did he say?
I would like to see that, but to use that time that you had to speak on that.
That's what I'm saying. If you were like super serious about like stuff that was impactful, we don't. I mean, not saying we don't necessarily care about what the president looked like. Well, a lot of people don't care about what Trump looked
like get his attention or something.
But that's why it didn't come off as genuine. Because if you cared about the topics, you wouldn't care about like trying to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But it didn't appear to me very genuine, and it seemed like just a big media hype.
Yeah.
That's all. That's really all I feel.
But the hat still, in my opinion, is stupid. Like, I'm not gonna be. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna give a safe answer on that. I think it's stupid. Like, it's prevalent. Even when they try to use, well, we turned nigga into something good, but it's like, it took a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's the same thing. I think that hat stands for something currently. Right. It's strong currently, and you should just, some things just stand for something. Yeah. Sometimes left is left and right is right. It's just not.
Well, I still feel some way about the N-word. I definitely, it's, some of it I get, like I get influenced.
So what do you mean specifically? Black on black using it, or?
I mean in general, altogether. Okay. I don't like.
So you don't see a difference?
What do you mean?
Between a hard ER and then the A at the end?
Not only that, but like I get the minority saying it and a white person saying it.
All right. So what I'm basically saying is, for me, not for everybody else. I can only speak for how I feel. I don't want to use a word because
why?
Because if you think about it, anybody that is racist that hears you call another black person racist, or I mean, not call a black person, but call another black person the N-word, what does that look like to them? They're probably okay with it. They're probably like, yeah, y'all calling each other what you are.
But no,
even if you put an ER, they feel like it's still the same thing for them. And no, that's why I said it's just for me, because honestly,
but we have a different. But we've always had a different language. My bad.
I mean, no, you're good. I'm just trying to make the point of it's okay if anybody wants to use it. Me personally, that's how I feel about it. I don't want to use it because I don't have to use it. It's not necessary for me to use it. And the way somebody would look at it that is racist, because that's where that word
that's complex.
That's where that word even came from. If nigger never existed, nigga would have never existed.
All right, so
that's what I'm saying.
Let's go on the full scope of it, right? So first,
getting real.
Yeah,
I need to do my research on the whole niggas thing.
The niggas thing?
Yeah, that whole thing.
That's not correlated.
It's not correlated.
Nah.
Okay, so that aside, they called us nigga, right? We use a lot of words that show something that was bad and came into good, but that's because black people have always struggled.
Like what words?
So you say something's dope. Dope is a bad thing, but we use it because it connects us. It lets us know where we were. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So for me,
it's not the same
my nigga is, the white man can look at it like that, but it's almost like what you saying, how do we look to him? It's almost like saying his way of looking at shit is right. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So just because he don't get it doesn't mean, and that's the whole point, is that you ain't, we've disconnected you from the word. You get what I'm saying?
I do get your point about that.
We're talking to
the
him.
thing is like, if you compare dope to the N-word, it's not. Who calls somebody
the connotation behind the word?
That's way heavier and it's way more impactful saying the N-word than call. Like if I called you dope, regardless of how you put that, it's not insulting.
But if you told a white person they was dope, they'd be like, "What do you mean?" Or that wasn't hip to that life. They'd be like, "What do you mean? That doesn't sound good."
Not necessarily.
If it's an older white person,
yeah, like if they don't get it, the point is if they don't get it, that would sound negative.
But the thing is, the N-word has a lot more weight.
That,
I know, and that's always where I come with it. That's why I say it's just my opinion how I feel. Right. If anybody chooses to use the word, that's on them. Everybody chooses what they want to do. What would be more similar
is the "Make America Great Again" hat.
You said what?
That's more similar in my opinion. Nigga and the "Make America Great Again." So I don't believe he should try to retwist it right now, but I do feel like that could be retwisted. It's just that it's so prevalent right now. So the same thing with nigga. It's like it was bad. It meant something that was against us, right? But it's been a long time. You get what I'm saying? So now you
made me think of that song when you said
I like the fact that we got
it's what he said. It's been a long time. I should have left you. I don't know. I'm sorry.
But I like the inside joke. And you can say it's kind of ghetto, and I get that. But to me, if you say that, then it kind of makes it seem as though that the white man's way of looking at stuff is the ultimate correct way.
No.
How? Because you're saying, like, how do we look? Why do we look bad calling each other my nigga? You know exactly what we mean by it. You know we're not calling each other what you were calling us.
All right, like
even if you don't get it.
Go ahead. From my point was, some people are going to look at you badly. Not everybody is. That's why.
But why are they looking at it badly? Because of what the word meant before. So if you know that we're not trying to put each other down in that sense,
they don't know.
What makes it wrong?
How are you assuming that everybody knows that is that's not fair.
When people call me things that I don't like to be called, I don't give facial expressions of joy and embracement. I don't dap you up when you, hey, what's up, you fucking idiot? You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, who you talking to?
Well, the thing is, there's been. You can watch stuff
I can be in another country that speaks another language and know if he's saying something to him that he agrees with or likes. You get what I'm saying? In an interaction.
Well, the thing is, like I told you, it's just based off of my opinion how I feel about the word. I'm not telling everybody don't use the word. What I'm saying is this is how I feel about it. And like you can even go to YouTube videos where, and now maybe before in the past it was the ER, but now even the A. There's racist people you see in videos where they're saying, "Yeah, you dumb nigga." They're using it as the same ER.
I haven't heard the
I have.
I haven't heard the like super hard racists say nigga.
Yeah,
I haven't really heard that.
I have.
I've heard usually say both, put the emphasis strictly on the ER.
ER always has more better, like it has a more impactful or more hurtful meaning to it. But I've heard
which is why we couldn't switch
I had the
that
A
up.
too. Right. But like, all right, so would you be like, a lot of black people aren't okay with the white person calling them even the A?
No, because it's not your inside joke. If y'all got an inside joke, then you keep that.
See, that's the thing. What I'm saying is, because if they do say it, then what's the problem with them saying with the A? That's what I'm saying. Because
again, we flip something from a negative to a positive, but you were the negative. So how can you?
So that's what I'm saying. It's not completely positive, because if they can't say it, then there is some negative to it.
It's an inside joke. No, it's saying
a joke.
You can't take.
I don't say it's a joke. I wouldn't say it's an inside joke.
We understand it and you don't, is what I'm trying to say. And yes, we do deserve that because it actually happened. I don't want to ignore slavery. I don't want to ignore. So by me calling him my brother, which is pretty much what you're saying, unless you're using it. You know, we have other terms for like, you broke ass nigga, you this, that. But the point is the brother, right? I don't see the problem with that.
That's fine.
It's not arguing it, but
I know. No, it's like it's perfectly fine to feel that way.
If a white person says it though, it's just like, what part of nigga were you? You get what I'm saying? Like, where's the connection? That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's not like if he doesn't mean it in a bad way, he like, what's good, my nigga? I'll be like, like where'd you get that one?
It's like going to a sports bar and talk about sports to everybody that listens to sports, and you have no idea what you're talking about. And
right?
Like, why are you even talking?
So you was like, yeah,
you have no idea about the background,
and you have no idea where that is on the basketball court.
You're talking about all about the background.
No, I get that.
And you don't know anything about the backstory. You know what I'm saying? You were never in that, so why are you trying to speak on it or relate to that? You know what I'm saying? So and it may be a bad analogy in the sense that sports is not. That's something that can be learned, opposed to oppression, which is not something that can be learned. You know what I'm saying? And segregation is not something that can be learned. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
In this world, you can take things however you want.
If I saw a Jewish person calling another Jewish person a word that was said during the Holocaust, I would never use it, because they're obviously sharing that pain. They're sharing that what happened. It brought them as a people together. Whether it was bad or good. So I know that's not my group. I'm just going to call them homie. And it's that simple. I don't know why it's not for them. Now, look, white people, if nobody's looking and you're listening to 50 Cent and you're just saying the words to a song, just say it. Because it is hard to go, right? That's hard to do. But in the rest of the world, you can do it. It ain't that hard to not say it. And it's not that big of a deal if you really think about it. And to me, for white people, I'm speaking directly to white people. If you got such a problem with us having that word, then that just go back to, why can't we have our own shit? Why you always trying to take our shit? You want the hip hop, you want the clothing, you want all the movies to be like that, right? You want the athletes. Now you want the word too?
I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all based off of personal opinion, because I don't feel like that's my shit. I don't feel like the N-word, ERA, I don't feel like that's my shit at all. I don't claim it. I have said it before, and that's because I spend time around people that do say it.
If I said, yo, Ant is my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Would you think that the person I'm speaking to would think less of you?
Is the person that you're speaking to, you meaning me?
It doesn't matter who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to Sherm.
Oh, if you're telling somebody else,
and I'm telling him, you my nigga, man. That is my nigga. The way I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna say that like, oh, I wish he would have said my colleague, or because now that he thinks I'm a nigga, I wouldn't. It's like, oh, what do you think I mean by that?
I wouldn't care, but if you said that to somebody that feels like we're niggers, they are gonna look at you like, yeah, y'all are niggas.
Why would I even be having a conversation with someone that looks like that is looking?
There's some people that don't make it out.
You may not even know.
Yeah, you may not know.
Oh, that's different though. I don't know.
And like that's one thing I see a lot too. Definitely in the media, a lot of people sometimes call things racist that isn't racist. It's prejudice. There's a difference between prejudice and racism. Mm-hmm. Racism is a lot more on the hate side. Prejudice is prejudging somebody. So like I look at you and I think, oh, you got a do-rag, you're a thug, or you're a typical black guy. Like, that's prejudice. So that's different. It's like I'll have black friends, like a white person will have black friends, but look at black people and prejudge them. Regardless, or anybody.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We have to prejudge in a sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah, how do you do business? How do you make friends? Right.
It's different.
But I get what you're saying.
It's different. It's innate in us, as far as in nature, that we have judgmental thoughts to help us survive. Yeah. In general, exactly. If you want to go that deep with it, but regardless, prejudice is you're prejudging, and you know you are, and you're sticking with it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're making a decision like, I looked at him, like, okay, I looked at him, he's a black guy, I got scared, but okay, now I'm thinking about it more, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not scared of him. Yeah, like, it's just me trying to survive or whatever. You know,
if I'm a white dude and I see a black dude with a hoodie on walking down the block, honestly, if I see anybody with I would say
definitely at night,
that dude's not gonna look straight to me. So I get certain things like that, but at the same time, I don't know, man. It's a slippery slope. Like, I hate the guy that pulls the black card all the time, but at the same time, it's almost like he got to do it to keep the balance. Because if we don't keep pulling the card, it's for damn sure going to get put in the drawer. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't want to abuse it, But it's like
there's a fine line.
It's almost like you saying you gotta keep pushing it so they will remember it and keep it on the menu.
I think there's always a fine line between it, but I think the one problem is that everybody in the world's not on the same page. We're all on different pages. We all have our different thoughts about it. We're not all. I don't think we're on a different. We're not all going about it the same way. You don't think so? I don't think we. I think there's plenty of people.
I think the clear thought is this: your color is different, so the height of which I think you can do this, that, and the third is at a certain ceiling. And I think people are just choosing to be like, okay, that's what I'm gonna think. I don't think it's complicated. Oh, black people, you've seen black people do now more than ever. It's no excuse for some of the hate we see in this country. You have seen a black person, a Mexican person, a Cuban person, a Chinese person. You've seen them do everything. You've seen a doctor. You've seen them be an athlete. You've seen them be an entertainer. You got Asian comedians. You got Asian rappers. You get what I'm saying? It's happened. So like now it's no excuse to me. It's no excuse.
I think you don't get the point I was trying to say was I feel like I still feel like there's plenty of people. I'm not talking about just black and white. There's definitely different types of racism. There's different type of prejudice. But what I'm saying is not everybody's on the same page. Like, okay, me and you are both black. I mean, I'm half white, but I'll still be considered black in times of slavery. And I still get the same type of prejudice towards me and stuff like that in certain situations.
You get to live in the house though.
Okay, whatever. But still, if you could be going about somebody's being racist towards you, or people that are racist, and be going towards it a little bit more aggressive, or you can be going about it a little bit more violently, or you can have that mindset where you think that something is racist that's not, and it's a lot more prejudice. But then the other person could be too light on it.
I mean, when it comes to my approach against what?
No, I didn't finish my thought.
Oh, say it.
And then you could be on. No, you're good. And then you could be on the other side of things where the other person thinks a little bit differently than you about somebody that's maybe racist or somebody that's prejudiced, or going about it like maybe they're being too light on the situation. They're not being aggressive enough, so they're letting people step over them and just continue that behavior towards them. Like there's so many stipulations to it, but I mean it like that.
Balance. I mean, I don't know how to word what I'm thinking. When it comes to that, my approach to if you're prejudiced or racist is I'm gonna keep doing what I want to do. I'm not gonna let you change my standard of what is this and what is that just because you think I'm not capable of doing this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
As far as how aggressive I am, when it comes to prejudice, right? I think it's just such a decision. So it's like I feel like it's something I can't really change. If you really think that, let's take both scenarios, right? So racism, a systematic form of oppression. If you're really running that, I can't really stop that. It's really whether or not you want to stop that. Then the prejudice of thinking that somebody, prejudging somebody, unless you're open to hearing that, I can't really change that. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, because if you fight anybody about something, people have to create their own narrative to believe things. You have all these speakers who say, I got successful by working hard. But until they put their narrative in it, it don't make sense. Or it doesn't inspire them as much. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So...
And see, not everybody goes about it the way you're going about it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Not everybody's on the same page. If you put hate
with hate, then you just got a bunch of hate. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Not everybody in the world's on the same page. Everybody's thinking all differently about how to go about the situation or how to even have conversations about racism or prejudice or whatever.
Because it's so complicated because it's based on beliefs.
Right.
But my thing is this. No, this couldn't happen, but we had this conversation before. Literally... people could just change if they wanted to because it's a mindset. Like, you could just be like, yo, you know what? There's nothing wrong with this guy. It could really change like that. It's not like we got to save a certain amount of money or get to a certain year or change some geographically. all you have to do is say, hey, you know what? These black guys aren't bad. Let's have them in management with us. Right. Let's work with it. Like, that's all you got to do.
And we had this conversation before when it was under the premise that, right. So the premise of racism, in my opinion, is generational. There's a generational racism that happens where it's taught. Racism is taught. That's just what it is. You know, it's a form of hatred. That's something that is taught and passed down through generations. It takes a generational anomaly to break that trend. You know what I'm saying?
It has been breaking.
As I agree that it has been changing. Some people that are on the extreme side of, you know, pro-black and things like that, but no, we're still getting killed, we're still getting lynched, we're still getting prejudiced, blah blah blah. I get it.
Some of it.
I think the main portion that hasn't changed is business.
Business is definitely so. Now it's more of a marginalization of classism opposed to racism. You know what I'm saying? And blacks happen to be on the bottom of the classism. We're getting better in regards to the racism issue. There will always be racism. There's always going to be that handful of people or that group of people out of society that are racist. But as far as the change that's happening, I think it is coming because, like I said, it's generational. It takes that one person in that lineage to say, you know what, this isn't right. I'm not going to sit here and judge this person based off of how they look. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look at them objectively, see what they can do positively, see how they are as a person generally, and treat them as I want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes. It's literally all it takes. Yeah. And it's just a matter of time. Our generation is not going to see racism dissolved.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be our kids or our kids' kids.
But I feel like there's already a resentment starting because now everything is, our country's so sensitive now that we're not even able to give our opinion. So now it's like, it's almost like, right? So I had a point where I was homophobic, right? So it's like, oh, you're gay. Oh, no, right? And I grew up a little bit, right? Like, okay, there's nothing wrong with this person loving somebody. Like, I really had to take it. I had to make it personal. Like, for real. I had to be like, what if I felt the way that I feel about the woman I was with, if I felt that way about a man? I was like, damn, I can't hate somebody for that, right? Yeah. But then there became this point where it was like, now I have to accept everything gay people do. When I don't like everything that I see gay people doing. And it's not that I'm saying that every single individual, but like, for instance, I'm not a flamboyant person. So for a lot of the gay community that are, and even not gay people, so the flashy guys who are straight, that's not my thing. But it's like, if I don't accept it, if you're straight and you're flashy and I say I don't really bang with him because he like that, it's okay. But if I say that about a gay person, then I'm hating gay people. You get what I'm saying? And now that's becoming the thing where everybody's tolerating each other, but it's a resentment of like, it's not really them being open, it's them being like, I can't say, man, because they're gonna fire me.
Oh yeah, like an unspoken resentment.
Yeah, and that's bad too. Yeah, that's even worse in my opinion.
Worse than what?
The people who hate when they put it out, at least you know. But the people who hate behind the scenes, that's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So that's silent killer. That's your NFL owners. You know what I'm saying?
Some of them. I don't know.
Some of them.
I ain't gonna say all of them or nothing like that.
What's y'all's take on depression, man? Because I feel like depression is something that plays
a part in that
society a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we've had this discussion before where we were saying that social media plays a big part in depression in the sense where we're comparing our lives to other people's lives, and as a result, we feel like we're not where we need to be. And that is a very real thing. And for me, more so, it's more of a form of existential depression where I'll get depressed because I don't know what my purpose is, or I feel like there's no purpose for me, or I feel like even though I'm doing good for myself, I'll sit down at the end of the day and be like, something isn't right. Like, what else is missing? You know what I'm saying? Where do I fit in? Where can I go from here? And, you know, like after death, like what happens? You know, like if you think about how large the universe is and how small we are in scalability, it's insane. You know what I'm saying? You're just damn, you know, like, bro, like what's right and what's not, you know what I'm saying? And what is the ultimate truth? We don't know. And I think the unknown for me personally, the unknown is what can cause depression in me because I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm depressed on the suicidal level, but it's just like, damn, bro. Like,
so that's what I wanted to hit. I like that you said that. So I would think that depression should be looked at as more like an emotion that everybody has and something that, how can I put this? You just want to find like-minded people who understand that side of it instead of looking at it like, oh, he's depressed, so we need to get away from him. Because I feel like everybody has a depression piece of something in them. It's almost like a natural emotion. So like with yours, like with mine, for example. So mine's is like with time. It's like the moment that something good happens, I feel like, damn, how could I have made this better? How could I have done more? And so for me, I blow a lot of moments for myself. So like, let's say I was getting married, right? The greatest day of my life, you know, they say, right? It would be like, could I have made this wedding better? Could I have started this relationship better? Could I have? It's always a thing with time with me where when I'm at the height, I always think about the low.
That seems like a sense of like anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like to put all that stuff with it because
I feel like
anxiety can depress you. Yeah, that's
like
that's
they go
exactly
hand in hand. Yeah.
I was about to say like it can depress you though.
like time just always gets with me. Like it's like you can't get it back. Right. That's the one thing you can't really make up for. So like, if you destroy somebody, like even if you had a bad relationship, I'll feel like, you know, damn, I'm sorry that I took that time away from that person because we both were not having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, so I really just think it's more so people should try to connect with people who just feel that same void. I think depression to me is just a void, in my opinion. It's like you feel like something's missing.
I mean, it definitely can be, but is that all depression?
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure. But
the whole point what I'm trying to make is people should see it as more of a normal thing than to put people in a box because of it. People should be open enough to be able to say, hey, this is bothering me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially with black people, like, because we act the toughest. You know, a lot of white people go see a shrink in a minute. I know some black guys is like, nah, I don't talk to nobody about how I feel and this, that, and the third. I had to get out that mindset too. Still haven't seen one, but really, really would like to think about how it would be to tell someone something and have them examine it.
Well, one thing too to talk about that I've definitely noticed way before is that it also depends on your environment too, because like I've been out into more like wide open country areas, and when you go like when I've been into a 7-Eleven in where was it over there in like Hayes, not Hayes, but not Hayes. Over there, it's over there by like Gloucester. Like you got like Hudgens and stuff. Like there's super. It's like a super country area. Everything's open space. But when you go into a store like that, people know each other. It's a community. Right. They talk to each other. When you get into more city areas, you walk by something, they don't look at you like you didn't exist. They don't talk to each other. They don't say hi. They don't. I'm not saying it doesn't happen at all, but I'm saying you can see
it's less understanding because it's not no repetition. It's always something different all the time. They get sensitized to it. Like if you walk by the same lady every day, you can't help but to want to say something nice to her. It's kind of weird if you walk by the same lady at the same grocery store every single day and you don't say something like, "Oh, the nice shirt, something new with your hair." But then when you in a city and it's like, bro, you could go in that bodega today and come back tomorrow and it could really be somebody new there.
But I don't think it's necessarily like that, because like even when I say I walk into a store where a place is really country, I'm not from the country. I haven't lived in the country like that. I walk in a store, they treat me the same.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. And I get what you're saying, honestly, because in more city areas, it's so populated, it's hard to just be like, if you're like really, really heavy populated, like
conducting business, for instance. So You can have a conversation with the cashier lady in New York. It's 18 people behind them. Ain't no time. I think about when you know, I notice that in Virginia a lot. Like when I go to a store, I have a slight conversation with the person. You know, I'm trying to help them get through the day too. Like, hey, what's good, man? Everything good? All right, them joints ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, just something. But when you got 20 people, you don't do that. Even when you got 4 or 5 people on the line in Virginia, because you don't have the time to. You know what I'm saying? It's not that people don't want to hear or meet new people. It's just like it's so much going on.
Sometimes it's not always about having a full conversation with somebody, but just saying hi so they feel like they exist. Because I mean, there's so many different situations where there's some people that are depressed because they don't feel like they matter, and just having people treat them kindly shows that I do matter. Well, then, somebody actually does care, or I do exist to them in their world.
Human nature has to go into this effect too. So what you feel, you kind of project. So if you are pushing out this energy of not feeling wanted, guess what? People will probably not want you. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes. You can't go and say, well, people are fucked up or something. Like, not saying you did, but you can't be like, oh, well, the world is just so cruel if you not giving out that good energy too. Because, all right, so let's say someone like me. I'm not a quote-unquote bad person. I'm trying to be a good person, right? But I don't notice this person enough to say hi to them or to do something as a small gesture to them. But I got enough demons in my closet and trying to keep my day on a positive note that if you not bringing no positivity, yes, there's sometimes where I'm feeling great and so I'm trying to give it off. It's some days I'm trying to keep as much as I got, because if one more bad thing happened, I'm just gonna be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta, it's just to me it's a more you gotta. I find that I'm more happier when I think about other people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You treat people the way you want to be treated.
If you feel like you're not wanted, look to see other people having a great time. I bet you if they're good people, they'll invest in you because they see that you have good interest in them. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like that's what, like, I'm not Kobe, right? But one thing I like to see people have a good time. Yeah. I'll pay for an experience before I'll pay for like something that's materialistic. Oh, we can all go to the same event, all like a huge group. Oh man, yeah. You can't get those. You know what I'm saying? Another thing you can't take back. So
yeah, so
we hope that, if you're dealing with that out there, just know, like, number one, anything can happen, man. Your life can change. Things can change. And two, you do matter. You do matter. You might not realize it because other people are fighting with their issues. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean they don't care. It's just the fact that, you got to be strong enough dealing with you to help someone else.
Right.
And everybody's not that strong. A lot of people aren't.
What I say is you always got to be happy with yourself before you be happy with someone else. And that's in regards to a relationship. But the same concept is applicable when we're talking about depression and things like that. You always have to be cognizant of your mental state. And sometimes depression will creep up on you. You know what I'm saying? It's not always predictable. You will just randomly have it hit you. And that's when it's important to have people that you could talk to, because that's when you're more likely to have something happen in regards to you hurting yourself or other people. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
and for the people out there, when it's not your time, when you're not feeling down, don't put people down who are down.
Right, yeah.
Because
people
anybody can fall off. Your richest people, your Steph Currys of the world, they all have bad days. You know what I'm saying? They all have insecurities or things they wish they could still do. So don't look at somebody's situation and think, oh, well, they can't be depressed. Or don't be the person who's not necessarily feeling down at the moment and not caring about people who could have been in a position that you were in.
Right. No person's depression is the same. Yeah. So,
well, that's one thing where I had this thing that I live by. I have been living by, is that I always try to treat everybody with respect because that's how I want to be treated. And that's a thing where also people are judgmental on people a lot. And I've said this to both of y'all before, but being judgmental to somebody that you don't understand, you don't completely know, Like, if you don't really know their situation, being judgmental to somebody could be detrimental to them because you don't.
You can't be. How can you be so? How can people be judgmental when it's like you can never really know somebody? You can be married to your wife for 10 years. Okay, you don't know every thought that goes through their mind, and you don't know every single thing that happened to them before they met you as to why they do that. I had a hard time with that. Like, I'm a person who feels like as soon as I can identify the problem, I'm looking for a solution. But it's not necessarily that easy for people to do that. And I get frustrated like, dude, if you feel like you can't, if you're scared to talk in front of people, then just talk in front of people. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't that easy of a transition. Right. To me, it is. It's like, oh, okay, so do exactly what you're scared of and it'll be over with eventually. So, I guess the whole point is right, respect. And I like to let people know how I feel. I think that's one thing that social media lacks in is really knowing how you feel. So, I don't mind praising a nigga when he doing great. I don't mind telling a nigga when he doing wrong and how I feel about it. That way, you don't got to question my intent. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to think, well, what is he? Does he think this or think that? Nah, because you know how I feel about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I like for people to know how I feel. Like, I see a lot of people in life, they act as if they're never satisfied. I'm like, I love to be satisfied. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Like, in the sense of, if we're having a good time, I don't have a problem saying it. Like, yo, this is a good, man. We good. You know what I'm saying? Some people will just be like, That brings down the vibe, man. If everybody too cool for school, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but what was you saying in regards to the you were saying that not to judge people without knowing the background and stuff like that.
I was saying that like it's easy to judge somebody you don't understand. So what you do, like when you're being judgmental, I mean, it's okay to have certain thoughts in your head, but the things you say and do to people because of your judgments can be detrimental to somebody else in their life. Yeah. Because they could be going through something that, like, say somebody does something mean to you. A lot of times, like, somebody does something mean to me and I know I didn't deserve it, or there was no reason for them to do that to me. Sometimes I always think, not that, oh, this person's an asshole. I think, okay, you could be going through something that made you go through that. So I always try to hold back a little bit. And doubt. Yeah, because it's easy to react that way. It's normal for us where somebody does something to us, we want to get revenge. We want to act out on them or try to, like, oh, you're not going to do that to me. I'm going to do this to you. Like, it's easy to be that way. And there's so many accounts I've seen that in this world. And what I'm saying is try to be more accountable for your actions and not be so quick to judge somebody, definitely in their worst moments.
And secondly, your character is based on how you act, not how people act towards you. So if somebody do something to you and you do something back, guess what? You that same person. If somebody cheat on you and you cheat on them, you're a cheater.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So always remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All things taken into account. I mean, these are all issues that we deal with at the end of the day. But I think we could wrap this one up with that. I think we covered a lot of good points and we've got some good ground covered. So again, I just want to thank everybody for coming out and listening to everything we got to say. And then
for sure.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. We
look for the free stuff next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Get
in the comments. Look, I need jokes in the comments. I need you to tell us who looks stupid. We need you to tell us what y'all just think about everything, man. Dude, y'all know how the comments go, man.
Yeah, exactly. And we got Patreon page. So I'm putting the Patreon in the link in the description. So yeah. With all that being said,
Sherman got mad money. Give it we sharing the couch.
We all broke. We all broke.
Sherman got the money. Nah.